Hello and welcome to Kendal Mountain Festival. My name's Claire Carter, I'm the Artistic Director, and this is the Nurture Well campaign sponsored by Bamboo Clothing. Over the course of 12 days, we're going to bring you 12 different practitioners. And I've got my Instagram live on to check it's working. Yeah, so over the next 12 days, we're going to have 12 different practitioners teaching different kinds of meditation and yoga. We'll be doing different kinds of breathing and all sorts of different kinds of moving to get us going throughout the festival. So first up, we've got SOPHIA BC, who is one of BAM ambassadors. She's going to be leading us in a functional yoga flow with a breathing meditation at the end. SOPHIA is dialing in from London, and she is a ski and driving instructor with a PhD in marine biology. So I'm really thrilled that you're all joining us, and I'm going to hand over to SOPHIA.
Hi everyone at Kendal, thank you very much, Claire. So good morning, I'm SOPHIA. I used to teach diving and skiing, so I love to teach a functional yoga flow, so it's going to be really sort of useful for your body, and then we'll end with a short breathing meditation just to kind of down regulate and set you up nicely for your day. So thank you for joining me. Come to your mat. And then you're going to just start sitting on your ankles with your knees a little bit wider than your hips. And then walking your hands forwards. Just allow yourself to release down into child's pose, forehead down. And then just release your body here. Okay, take a deep inhale through your nose. And breathing out through your mouth. And again, take an inhale through your nose. And breathing out through your mouth. And just beginning to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Just noticing your rib cage expand sideways as you take that breath in. And feeling the rib cage release as you breathe out through the nose. A couple more times, just feel into the ribs expanding. And feel the ribs releasing. Last time, breathing in, expand the ribs sideways, feel the stretch. And breathing out, releasing. Gently push into your hands, come up onto all fours. And then on your all fours position, just gently push the floor away, round your spine, drop the chin down. And then letting go through the chest, keep the arms a little straight, lift chest up, pull forwards, arch the back. Good, curl your tailbone, push the floor away. Spread the shoulder blades, drop the head. Couple more times, just inhaling, lifting up. And exhaling, curling, pushing away. And then coming back to a natural spine. Okay, rise your right arm out to the side, breathe in. And then send the arm underneath. Lie onto the back of your right shoulder and relax your head over to the left. Options here, if you wish to, you can rise your left arm up and send it around the back. And just gently bringing your fingertips into your right thigh. Just take a few breaths, breathing in and breathing out. Just feel the spine twist here. And breathing. Good. Releasing. Come back onto all fours. And then let's go the other way. So send your left arm out to the side. Breathe in. And then send it underneath you, lying on the outside of that left shoulder. Nice shoulder release. Okay, ready? Rise your right arm up. And then take it around the back. And then gently tuck it into your left thigh if it reaches. And then just taking a couple of breaths here. This gentle spinal twist, shoulder opener. Good. One more breath. Nice. Okay, gently come back onto all fours. Push it up. And then tuck the toes, lift your hips up and back into the down facing dog stretch. Now you can keep your knees quite bent. Lift your ankles up, so you don't need to stretch the back of the legs completely straight, but try to have your spine straight. So scoop the belly up and in. Good. Roll forward to a high plank. Just stretch out through your wrists, your shoulder blades, and moving back into your down facing dog, up and back. Do that again. Roll forwards, breathe in. And moving back down facing dog. Keep the elbows wrapping back. One more time. Inhale, roll forward, spread the shoulder blades, and moving back down facing dog. Okay, rise your right leg up. Stretch into that down dog. And then draw your right knee forwards, right foot forwards, left knee down. Okay, to rise your arms up, just stretch up. Good, take your right hand down. And just reach up through your left arm and side bend over to the right. So just take a few breaths there in your lunge. Just feel the stretch all the way up that left side of your body. Don't need the right hand to reach the floor. Just stretch up and over to the right gently. Okay, release from that. Step your right knee back. And then go back into a down dog, belly up and in, so you feel your core support your spine. Okay, and when you're ready, rise your left leg up, stretch, stretch, stretch. And then step that foot gently forwards and right knee down. And then rise your arms up. Same thing again. So you're just letting your left hand release. Reach up through the right arm and over to the left. Good, so your right knee down and the right arm is up. And then you get this nice pull through the hip. Stretching through your right ribs. Yeah, one more breath. And then release both hands down to the floor. Step your left knee back so you're on all fours. Belly to spine, up into down facing dog. Okay, let's take a little vinyasa. Roll forwards, high plank. Good. You can take it to your knees if you need to. Otherwise, low plank, elbows in. Lift up, open the chest, spread the collarbone. And moving back down facing dog. Rise your right leg up. Gently draw your foot forwards. This time stay in your high lunge. So the high lunge legs, keeping the back knee lifted this time. And rise up. Good. Same thing, like side stretch. So right hand down. Reach up through the left arm. And just feel what happens in the left hip. Take a couple more breaths in your side stretch. One more. And then both hands down to the floor. Step that right foot back. Belly to spine, down facing dog. Lifting your hips up and back. Rise your left leg up. Gently step your left foot forwards, keeping the right knee lifted this time. Come into your high lunge. Okay. And then from your high lunge, left hand down, right arm stays up. And you find that little side stretch up and over to the left. Good. You might need to bend your back knee a bit. That's perfectly fine. Just make sure you're not arching into your lower back too much, but you feel this lovely stretch through the right hip, right ribs, up to the right fingers. Take one more breath. And then both hands down to the floor. Step that left foot back, belly to spine, down facing dog, lifting up and back. Good. Tippy toe forwards, slowly towards your wrists. And then sink your feet down, hip width apart. Good. The hip width apart is about 2 fists. So sometimes we place our feet so wide. Just allow them to be only the distance of 2 fists together. Yeah. Pull the chest forward so you've got a nice flat back so you can slide the hands up the legs. Try to get a flat back and just stay there for a couple of breaths. So it might be quite high with the knees quite bent. Take one more breath. Now imagine pulling your ribs forwards out of your hips, like a little lift out of your hips, and then draping your ribs towards your thighs. Relax your head down to the floor, hold your elbows. And then just taking a few breaths in that forward folds, just trying to let the spine pull down towards the floor using the weight of your head. Breathing in and breathing out. Slightly shift your weight into the balls of your feet if you can. Keeping the knees a little bent always gives our spine space. Good. Take one more breath. Find your halfway lift. So slide the hands up the legs if you need to. Pull the chest forwards. Breathe in. Exhale, fold again. This time, keep your arms straight to the floor. Peel up to standing really slow. So tuck your tailbone, belly to spine. Roll all the way up. Lengthening lower back, middle back, upper back, chest. Good. And then have your arms down by your sides. And just feel into your feet. Feel the ground. Good. And then bring your big toes to touch. Rise your arms all the way up. And then exhale, forward fold. Again, keeping a bend in the knees. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Halfway lift. Pull the chest forwards. Good. This time, keeping your chest forwards. Bring your hands into prayer. So you have a flat back. Yeah, a little bit of balance. So stay on your left foot. Lift your right leg up and back. See if you can stay balanced on that left foot. Spiral the right thigh inward. Take another breath. And then slowly the right toes land to the back of the mat. And you're in your high lunge. Lifting the hands up. Good. This time open to warrior two. So you've got your right heel coming down. And then open the arms parallel. Good. And just notice what happens in your warrior two. Just see if you can kind of spiral that left thigh out. You can bring your hands to that front thigh and allow it to spiral out to the left. And then notice that the right knee turns in. See if you can spiral the right thigh out to the right. So kind of moving in different directions. Yeah. Take another breath here. Okay, let's come off the front leg. So just straighten your left leg. Just notice what's happening here with the thighs again. So heels are in line, spiral the thighs outwards, breathe in, belly to spine, and then come back into that left knee. So you can have your hands on your thighs. Good, coming back, breathe in, straighten both legs, spiral the thighs out, and then coming back into the knee. Staying there, take your left forearm down to the thigh, sweep the right hand down, take it overhead to the diagonal, so we're coming into extended side angle. Good. Take a few breaths here. Some of you may want to take that right arm around your back and hook the fingers into the front thigh to open the chest a little more. Completely up to you. 2 more breaths, feet into the front hip. 1 more breath. And then both hands down to the floor. And then step your left foot back into your plank optional vinyasa so you can take the elbows into your low plank. Inhale into your back bend. Make sure the knees are lifted and your belly is drawn up and in. And then moving back down, facing dog. Nice. Okay, let's tip your toe forward towards our wrists again. So try to push the floor away, even if you need to bend your knees to do the walk. So push the floor away, straight arms. Yeah, big toes to touch. Halfway lift, sliding the hands up the legs so you can bend your knees. Breathe in. And exhale to fold, keeping the knees a little bent. Halfway lift, lengthen. Pull the chest forwards, bend the knees. Good. Bring your hands into prayer and take a couple of breaths here. So just feel that your upper back is always in that little back bend. And then balancing on your right foot, keeping the right knee bent, lift the left leg up and back. A little bit of balance here. And imagine you're extending the back foot back and reaching through the crown of your head, chin slightly tucked in. Take another couple of moments here. Wrap the left thigh inwards so your foot faces the floor in that back leg. 1 more breath. Okay, slowly bend the front knee a bit more, land into your high lunge. Left toes back. Nice. Rising the arms up. So you're in your high lunge. Yeah. And then keeping the right foot where it is, open to warrior two, left heel, and then open the arms. And then taking both hands to your legs. You want to spiral the right thigh outwards and the left thigh outwards. Good. Take a couple of moments, even if you need to back off the lunge a little. Try and spiral the right thigh out and the left thigh out. Good. Let's come off of the lunge, so straighten your right leg. Just check your heels are more or less in line. Yeah, you want your heels to be more or less in line on your mat. Good. Come back into the lunge in that right knee. Spiral right thigh out, left thigh out. Breathe in. And then coming gently back up, straighten the leg. Do that again, bend into the knees, so feel the groin stretch, spiral thighs in opposite directions. Good, 1 more time, breathe into the straight legs, spiral thighs in opposite, and then coming back into the right knee. Okay, let's take it into our extended side angle. So, forearm to the thigh, reach the left hand down, and overhead to the diagonal. And then taking a few breaths there. So try not to dump all your weight into your right forearm. A little bit of engagement of left ribs to left hip bone. Good. 2 more breaths, keeping the strength through your back leg so your knee is safe. Good. 1 more breath. Both hands gently down towards the floor. Pivot on the back foot. Step back into your high plank. And then down facing dog. Lifting up and back. Take a couple of breaths in your down facing dog. Good. 1 more breath. Okay, tippy toe forwards, meeting your wrists. Yeah, feet parallel this time. So parallel the feet. Bend the knees, halfway lift. You can slide the hands up the legs. Like you're in a squat with wide legs. Breathe in. And then fold again over the thighs. Reach your arms forwards and up to a wide-legged chair pose. Good. And then from your wide-legged chair, bring your hands into prayer. So with your hands in prayer, you're slightly pressing the palms together and getting a little lift of your chest. Good. Take your right hand to your hip. Take your left hand to your right knee. Breathe the chest forward and up. And as you exhale, twist your chest to the right. Use the power of your shoulder blades to turn the chest to the right. Sink a little bit deeper. Just feel the warmth build in your body and the legs. Good. 1 more breath with the twist. Gently bring your chest forward, hands in prayer. Stand up tall. Just take a moment. Lengthen your lower back. Belly up and in. Relax your shoulders. Just feed into your feet evenly. Breathing in through the nose, into the belly. And breathing out of the belly, out of the nose. Okay. Sink back into that wide-legged chair. So bend your knees. Lift the chest up a little. So try not to tilt too far forwards. Okay. Left hand to your hip. Right hand to the left knee. Breathe in, lift your chest forward first, and then exhale, twist your chest to the left, but trying to keep the right knee pulling back. So try not to allow the right knee to come forward. And then use your right hand to draw the chest more to the left. Squeeze your shoulder blades very gently together down your back rib cage. Take 1 more breath here in that twist. And then gently come back through the center. This time reach both arms up. Breathe in. And exhale, fold all the way down, belly up and in. Inhale to your flat back, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And this time, take your hands down and take your feet wide. And coming into a little squat. So don't worry about your heels being on the floor. Just try to get the knees and the toes facing the same way. Wiggle your shoulders in between. And let's do a soft squat. So relax your hands down, palms up. Yep. And then you're going to just draw up your head down towards the floor so you feel this pull in the neck and between the shoulder blades. And then this yogi squat that's really soft, even if you need to prop up your heels with your socks or a bit of your yoga mat, that's okay. You can kind of feel the space under the heels if you need to with something. And then just relaxing the head down, relaxing the tailbone towards the floor. It's a really nice stretch for your whole spine. And I'm going to stay here for about half a minute. And just sink into the parts of the body where you feel it. And just relaxing all the skeleton so your body is like centered with gravity. There's no holding on required to stay here. See how much tension you can release from the head, releasing forwards. And then in fact, imagine literally the head releasing forwards and the tailbone releasing down. And you're pulling space between every vertebra of your spine. Few more moments. Good. Okay. Very slowly lifting the head up, bending your upper back so you start to feel that power again in your upper back. Good. Take both hands down to the floor. Simply step your feet back into your down facing dog. Just get that last stretch out in your down facing dog. 2 more breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, and softening onto your knees so you're on all fours. Yep. And then from leg back. And then just soften into the hips. Releasing the back leg. Take another couple of moments. Good. Just feel that left hip opening. And then from here, you're going to take your left hand, slightly turn it out. Open your chest to the right. Maybe reach your right arm up. You don't have to. You can send your left arm back. Keeping the chest open. Just look at your left shoulder and allow it to keep spiraling outward. To try not to let your left shoulder turn in. Well done. Optional is to bend your left knee. And then maybe you're gently holding the foot. So this is if you're really quite flexible through the back leg, just to give you something extra. You don't need to go there. You can just keep your arm lifted and squeeze the heel in using the strength of your back body. That's really functional to make sure you're using your hamstring in this front hip opener. Good. Take one more breath, lift the chest, and then releasing. Nice. And then from here, you're gently walking that left foot over, right foot over to the left, sinking onto the shin bone at the front. Yeah. And then rather than it being a yoga pigeon, walk your left knee in a little bit. So your hips are actually quite high off the floor. See this gap under my hip? Yeah. And I want you to draw your right knee towards your right wrist. So notice that they're glued together here. With your left hand, hold that front foot and try and draw it even more forwards. But don't let your hips sink down. So in a normal yoga practice, we would never pull the foot forwards with the left hand because the hips are down, but the hips are up here. So allow yourself to pull that left foot forwards, that front foot forwards with your left hand. So my knee is glued to my right wrist and I'm literally holding the front foot forwards with my left hand. Yeah. And then just explore, like notice yourself go right, left a little bit. And just feel into that front hip. Like find the sweet spot where it's a really nice release for your hip and your glute. So keeping a little bit of weight through the left hand so the foot doesn't pop back. Just be very mindful, try not to slide your left leg all the way back into pigeon. It's a slightly different target area, keeping the hips a little higher than we normally would. And you can have that movement as you see I kind of moving right left. Yeah. Okay, ready for this? You can gently release that left hand. Walk the knees back. And then just sit on your ankles upright just for a moment and just close your eyes and just notice what's happening after stretching out that side. Breathing in. Breathing out. Kind of feel that you're grounded through your ankles, through your hips. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your jaw. One more breath in. Imagine it going down your spine. One more breath out. Good. Okay, rising back up. You're going to send your left foot forwards and your right knee back. Yeah. And then to lift the chest up, feel yourself breathe into that right hip. A few breaths there in your low lunge. And just noticing what that feels like in your body. Yeah, so you're going to feel this pull through the right hip, just gently breathing in and breathing out. And now when you're ready, just make sure your left foot is above your left knee is above the ankle, not too far past the toes. Then take your right hand, slightly turn it out so you get this nice sparring open of your right shoulder. Remember, try not to turn the right shoulder in. Spiral it out. Use a little bit of strength in the right shoulder blade. And then you can take your variations here. So maybe you're just lifting your left arm up. This might be enough. Might be enough. Maybe you need to send the left arm back to feel more of a stretch. Keeping the right shoulder blade glued to the right rib, so not spiraling that front shoulder inwards. Optional is to start squeezing the back heel in towards your hips, using a little bit of strength in the back thigh. Good. Maybe you're okay here. You can also then try to grab the foot with the left hand. And keep both shoulders open, keep both shoulder blades gently drawing down the back ribs. Little lift of the chest forwards and up if we can. Good. And take one more breath. Carefully release the foot. Back down to the floor, nice and slow. Bring yourself forward. Okay, and I'm going to come into that pigeon again. So, walking your left shin across the floor without sinking the back hips down. So don't move the back knee too far back. Really important. Left hand by your left knee. So connect the knee and the wrist. They're staying connected. Right hand grabs the foot. literally hold your foot and bring it as far forward as you can, keeping the knee connected to the wrist, and then bring your weight so your foot doesn't ping back. So hips are still off the floor, not sliding the right knee back, keeping the hips quite high, and then finding that sweet spot on that left side. And breathing. A really nice stretch for the outside of your left hip, your left glute. So often when we take a yoga pigeon, when we slide the right knee all the way back or the hip sink down to the floor, it's kind of different opener. This is a really nice release for the glutes and the hips when we keep the hip high like this. We're keeping the foot as far forward as we can. We never want to do that in a yoga pigeon. We want to pull the foot forward. So just be very mindful of that. No pain in that front knee, no pressure in that front knee. Couple more breaths, finding that sweet spot, kind of moving the pelvis slightly side to side. Good. Take one more breath here, slowly in and slowly out. Okay, releasing carefully, come back onto all fours, and then just take one more wiggle in a down facing dog if you wish to, otherwise you can just stay on all fours and a few cat and cows arching the back, rounding your spine. Okay, from there, bring your knees down, and you come into a chest opening. So come onto your elbows, and then keep your hips above your knees. So hips directly above the knees, right angle, and then starting to walk your elbows forwards. Walk the elbows forwards, and then have your hands behind your head or your neck. Try to wrap your upper arms towards your head, and then forehead is on the floor, and so lovely stretch for the rib cage, the armpit, the triceps. And then we're gently kind of easing the upper back into a back bend. But the lower back is staying safe because the hips are directly above the knees. So try not to bring the hips forwards. Just allowing yourself to open the chest towards the floor. Forehead is relaxed. And keep the upper arms wrapping in towards the head. Take a few breaths there, just opening through the triceps. Feel that nice stretch through the armpits, through the ribs. And just seeing how smooth you can make your breaths in. And a deep breath out. Smoothly breathing in. Smoothly breathing out. Slight awareness of belly to spine. Last time, breathe in. Slowly breathing out. Okay, releasing your hands forwards. Gently, gently pushing yourselves back into all fours. And then bring your knees underneath you. Sit back on your ankles, close your eyes. Just rest your hands on your lap. Relax your shoulders. And just allow the effects of that back bend to seep into your body. So just notice the effects once you come out of the pose. Sometimes we feel the effects even more when we come out rather than when we're in them. Just relax your face, relax your jaw. And just take a gentle breath in through the nose and out through the nose. This time through the mouth. So take a deep inhale. Release it out your mouth completely. Good. Gently opening your eyes. Come onto your hip. You're going to keep your left knee bent and just extend your right leg out in front. Okay. If you need to bend the right knee, perfectly fine. If you're only feeling a stretch in the knee, bend the right knee. Really important to do that. Lift your chest up. No reaching for the foot. Just lift the chest up. Try and flatten your back. Breathe in. Lift the ribs out of your hips and then just gently fold. Imagine your ribs to your thighs. So notice my chest is really quite lifted. And then you feel it in the back of the right hamstring with that knee bent. And then you can explore straightening the knee. But just as soon as it starts to stretch only the knee or your lower back, then rebend your knee. So it's more important to have the knee a little bit bent with your chest lengthening up and forwards. Good. Take a few more breaths, feeling the stretch of the left hip and the back of the right leg. For those of you who are more flexible, you're trying to bring your lower ribs to touch your thigh bone, even if you need to keep the right knee bent. Feel the calf stretch by drawing the toes towards your face. Good. Take one more breath. And then gently rise yourself back up. Good. Nice and carefully, drawing your right foot in And then extend the left leg out. We'll go exactly the other side. Okay, so turn your chest to the left knee. Yeah, bend that left knee a little bit to start. It helps you lengthen your spine. Sometimes when we only keep the right knee, the knee straight, then we just pull into the spine. Bend the knee, lift the chest up. And then that slight lift up and out of the hips. So feel your ribs literally like pulling up and out. And then fold ribs to thighs. Yeah. Deep breaths here. Lifting the chest, breathe in. And breathing out. We do so much work to strengthen and hold the body in power, and then suddenly we're asking it to relax. So don't worry if it takes time. Like thinking to ourselves, how many hours do we spend in strength and tightness? Because that's what we want, you know. And then suddenly we're asking the body to soften and slow down. So it can take time. You need to balance out things. It takes time. A couple more breaths. So those of you who can go a bit deeper without pulling the knee, then straighten it, lift up, and fold forward. Good, last breath. Gently rise back up. A little bit of a breathing meditation now before you take your Shavasana. So yeah, I hope you have something to sit on. Little cushion. I have like a mini yoga bolster at home, but you can grab any kind of cushion, place it onto your mat so that you can prop your hips up. Yeah. So you always want to have your hips higher or at least level with your knees. So sometimes we don't sit on something, then we sit like this. It's not ideal for the hips. Just prop yourself up and then allow your knees to be lower. You know, you don't need to sit cross-legged. You can just sit on a chair at this point if you wish. So any posture that allows you to have a nice tall spine. So you can even sit against your wall right now, or you can sit on a chair upright with your feet grounded on the floor, or cross-legged. It's also, of course, completely lovely. And then just relax your shoulders. Just take a little moment to relax the top of the shoulders, hands on your lap, face down or face up. Belly to spine, so feel that connection lifting you from your base, pulling up through the back of the neck, chin slightly down and in, almost like a double chin feeling. Yeah. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out your mouth and relax your eyes closed. And again, breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Even slower, breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Slow, slow, slow. One more time. Slow as you can through your nose. Fill up your chest, your belly, the lower back. Open the mouth gently side out. Slow it down. Now just breathing through your nose gently in. And very slowly out the nose. I want you to breathe in for a count of 4. Hold the breath for 4. Breathe out for 6. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 6. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 6. Few more rounds by yourself, just through the nose. In for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. So 4, 4, and 6. Keep your spine tall. Use your upper back to lengthen your spine. And slight drawing up and in of the back of the belly button. Relax your shoulders, but keep the upper back gently working. Keep breathing through the nose. 4, 4, and 6. If you notice your mind wandering off, just bring it back, start again. With an inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Just keep bringing the mind back to counting gently inside. Just keep feeling the lift up of your chest and the drawing back and in gently of your belly button. If you can, jaw relaxes. Slight gap in the back teeth. Helps you drop the shoulders. One more minute to focus on 4, 4, and 6. Okay, let that breathing meditation dissolve. Deep inhale through your nose, fill up your whole belly and your ribs. Breathe out your mouth, let go. And just breathe naturally. Notice how you feel for a few moments. Without looking at your screen, just gently open your eyes, look through the floor in front of you. Just nothing else to do, but just look through the floor. Allow the room to come back in, but without kind of shifting your eyes around the room. Allow them to stay still, just looking through the floor in front. Notice where you are, notice how you feel. I'm going to take a few moments on your back. So remove your cushion out of your way, spin around if you need. And then very mindfully, just lie yourselves back down on your back. I'm going to take an easy twist. Just take your right knee over your left. And then soften your knees to the left. And if you need to support your knees with a cushion or anything, you can. Otherwise, open your right arm out to the side. And just turn your head gently to the right. Just ease into a twist for a few breaths. Don't worry about the knees touching the floor. Just allow your right shoulder blade to feel that it's touching the floor instead. So the right shoulder blade is supported. Doesn't matter where the knees are. I like to support my knees with my left hand, so I actually prop up my knees with my left fist. And then over the breaths, maybe the knees then ease down to the floor softly, naturally, without forcing. Good. Okay, use your left hand, push your knees back through the middle. Try to keep the legs quite relaxed. And then we'll go the other way. So draw your left thigh over your right. And then ease yourself, knees to the right. Open your left arm out. And soften your head to the left. Again, you can support your legs with your right hand or a cushion. The left shoulder blade is safe, relaxed, supported on the floor, and that gentle turn of the head to the left. Spinal twist. And spinal twists are replenishing for the spine. While they're being twisted, we're kind of wringing out the spaces. But when we come back out of the twist, it like absorbs all the nutrients, the fresh blood supply from around the spine. And that's how we replenish the spine, especially as we get older, the blood supply in between the vertebrae gets less. So twists are a lovely way to keep fresh blood flow going into the spine. Think about all the nourishment that we do when we take a spinal twist, and it's when we come out of the twist, the effects happen. So just bring your head carefully back to the middle. Use your right hand to push the knees up, and then just feel the effects. Don't go anywhere. Just stay there with your knees bent and knock the knees together. Just take a moment to feel the effects of coming out of the twist. Good. Okay, and then coming into your Shavasana. So extend your legs long. Relax your head down to the floor, chin down, arms by your side, palms up. And I'll just give you a minute or so in your Shavasana and I'll bring you out to end the session. So just stay there for a couple of moments. Just breathe in deeply. Breathe out through your mouth, let your practice go. Breathe in softly. Breathe out, let it go. And just relax. Let the skeleton be heavy. Let your body completely melt into the floor. Nothing else to do. Feet relaxed, fingers relaxed. Back of the head sinking down. And just feel the sense of lightness wash over you. Let the muscles fall off the bones, completely held by the floor underneath you. And if your mind wanders, bring it back to noticing the colors, the patterns between the eyes closed. Now, if you're doing your home practice, please feel free to stay in your Shavasana as long as your body requires you to do it. Otherwise, you can just gently start to kind of move your wrists, your ankles again. Little stretches, however you would naturally wake up. You might want to reach your arms overhead, stretch up through one side of your body, pushing the same foot away from you, and then go the other way. So you reach up through maybe the left hand, push the left foot away, so you side stretch a little bit. Anything that is natural waking up for you. You could hug your knees into your chest. You could just rock onto your lower back a little bit. Just feel the massage into the floor. Then roll onto your right side. Just allow yourself to stay in a fetal position on your right side just for a moment. Just feel completely released, held by the floor. It's really important to visualize and tune into that feeling of being grounded and being held by the floor. And then push through your left hand, gently come up to seated. And sit back on your ankles. And you could just take a few moments there to kind of just notice the effects of your practice. So I am Sophia. Thank you so much for joining me. You can tune into this video through Kendall when you need to. A functional yoga flow with me. You can find me at SOPHIA Lifestyle if you want to connect. So yeah, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed your practice. Hope your body feels good. And remember that breathing 4, 4 and 6 whenever you need it, especially in these times. Thank you. Over to you, Claire.
Thanks so much, Sophia, and thanks so much everyone else for joining us for the Nurture Well campaign. We're so grateful for BAM for supporting this initiative for us to nurture our audience over the next 10 days. So please search Nurture Well on our website and you can see the rest of the 12 practitioners that we've got lined up. BAM are also presenting our Nurture Nature film curation, and please look for this on the website. These are all stories of our environment and how humans are looking for future solutions for the problems that we face. We've got feature films such as the Woody Harrelson narrated Kiss the Ground, and short curations, 2 curations of Nurture Nature, including Katie Moore's premiere of Falling Mountains, which explores the future of our glaciers. Have a beautiful day. It's going to be really sunny here in Cumbria, and I hope it is across the country. And we'll see you tomorrow, bright and early at 7:30.